Hello, first grade. Today we are working on Chapter 8, Lesson 1. So you're going to need your pencil with you, ready to go. And you're going to need your math book. You need to turn to page 563. That's 563. If you need time to get there, pause the video and then unpause when you're ready to move on. Okay, so today we are starting a brand new chapter. And this chapter is going to talk to us about measurement and data. So, what we are going to do is we are going to look at length today. Now, length is just a fancier word for how long something is. So, when you measure something, you find its length or how long it is. So, we're going to look at these three boxes here. And they're three different colors. We see A, which is green, we see B, which is red, and C, which is blue. So, now I want to know, is object A, this box, this green box, is it shorter than or longer than box B? Okay, so let's look at that. One of the things I want to point out first is that all of these boxes are in a line over here. Do you see that? That's really important when we're comparing the lengths of two different objects. We want to make sure that we're lining them up. Because if one of them isn't lined up, then it's really not showing us how long each of them is. So we need to make sure we're doing this when we compare. So now that we know our two are lined up, is box A, is it shorter than or longer than box B? Box A is shorter than, so please circle the words shorter than at the bottom of your page. All right, let's move on to the next page and keep learning about length. So up at the top here, it says you can compare the lengths of objects. The paintbrush, so now it's going to tell us all about these three objects up here. The paintbrush is longer than the pencil, and you can see that it's longer. And notice again how they're all lined up in the line over here. So the paintbrush is longer than the pencil, and the pencil is longer than the tube of paint. So now they have a question for you. They ask, is the tube of paint longer than or shorter than the paintbrush? So the tube of paint is down here and the paintbrush is up here. So is the tube of paint shorter or longer than the paintbrush? It's shorter than, so we're going to circle those words. We're going to trace that line that they have there for us. Shorter than. All right, let's look at the next one. Notice again how all of these objects are lined up on one side. This says the pair of glasses is shorter than the marker. So we can see that here. The glasses are shorter than the marker. The marker is shorter than the picture. So now their question for us is the picture longer than or shorter than the pair of glasses? Well, look at them, first grade. Is the picture longer than or shorter than the pair of glasses? I want you to think, is it longer than, then circle these words, or is it shorter than? So the paint, you're looking at the picture. Is it longer than or shorter than the pair of glasses? Circle your answer, and then we're going to check to see how you did. Okay, so when I look at these objects, I can see that the picture is longer than the pair of glasses. So I'm going to circle the words longer than. Make sure you have those words circled too. All right, we are going to turn to our problem solving page. So please turn to the problem solving page with me. All right, get ready to be a detective. We're not going to underline all of the information in this one, first grade, because that would just be a lot of information that we're underlining and it's not really going to help us at all. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to draw a picture. Okay? So get ready. This says The chalk is shorter than the pen. The paper clip is shorter than the chalk. Is the pen longer than or shorter than the paper clip? So let's draw a picture. So the chalk is shorter than the pen. Okay, so first I'm going to draw a pen. I'm going to make my pen black. I guess I made it blue. So there's my pen, and my chalk is shorter than that. So let's make my chalk red. Okay, so my chalk is shorter than my pen. Let me put some words next to it just so you can remember what we're looking at. So here's my pen. And here is my chalk. Okay, now it says the paper clip is shorter than the chalk. Okay, so here's my chalk. I need to make a paper clip that is even shorter. There we go. And now I'm going to just label this for you. Okay, so now I have all three of my objects drawn. What I want you to do is make sure that yours looks like mine right now. So I want you to draw yours. You don't have to label them if you don't want to, but we need to have them drawn just because this is a way that we can problem solve. So pause if you need time to draw, and unpause when you're ready to move on. Okay, so now that we have our drawing, and you have yours on your paper, we can answer their question. Their question is the pen longer than or shorter than the paper clip? So let's look at those two objects. We have the pen up here, and we have the paper clip down here. So is the pen longer than or shorter than the paper clip? Well, I see that the pen is much longer than the paper clip. So I'm going to circle the words longer than. Okay, get ready because we're going to do another one down here. Number 5 says the table is longer than the book. The book is longer than the eraser. Is the eraser longer than or shorter than the table? So let's start drawing our picture again. So the table is longer than the book. So I'm going to draw a table. So there's my table. Is longer than the book. So now let's draw a book. I'll make my book blue. There we go. Okay, so we have our table. And we have a book. Then there's one more object. It says the book is longer than the eraser. Okay, so now I need to make an eraser. Notice again how all of my objects are lined up on this side. I need you to make sure that as you're drawing yours are also lined up first grade. And here's my eraser. So I have the table, the book, and the eraser. If you need time to draw those objects just like I have them, then please pause the video and unpause when you're ready. Okay, so now you should have drawn everything. So now let's see what their question is. Is the eraser longer than or shorter than the table? Okay, so here's the object I'm looking at first, the eraser. Is it longer than or shorter than the table? I'm going to draw a line straight up from the end of my eraser. Whoa, I see the table is much longer, which means the eraser is what? I want you to think, is it longer than or shorter than? Circle the answer you think it is. All right, so let's see. The eraser is shorter than the table. So make sure you circle the words shorter than. All right, I'm going to clear my whole page and we are going to flip back to look at our independent work. And I'm going to read these to you, first grade. So, what I need you to do is after I read you the question, I need you to pause the video and figure out what the answer is and circle your answer down here. And then you can unpause and I will read you the next question. I'm not going over the answers because this is your independent work. Are we ready? Question number 2. The crayon is longer than the paperclip. The scissors are longer than the crayon. That's what it's showing you right here in the picture. So now you need to figure out, is the paper clip longer than or shorter than the scissors? Pause the video, mark up your answer, and unpause when you're ready to move on. Is the paper clip longer than or shorter than the scissors? Okay, here's number 3. The eraser is shorter than the glue stick. The glue stick is shorter than the pencil. So is the pencil longer than or shorter than the eraser? Figure out your answer, circle it, and when you're all done, then you are done with math today, and I will see you tomorrow.